He slammed the door so hard the walls shook, and I thought, fine, it's over, let him go cool off, let him run. I stood in that silence, replaying the argument, the shouting, the accusations about my trust issues, about how I smother him. I started boxing up his things, crying and cursing under my breath, when 20 minutes later, his key scraped in the lock. I was expecting an apology, maybe more shouting, but instead he waltzed in with a suitcase in one hand and a woman I'd never seen before clinging to his other arm, her lipstick still fresh. He grinned like I was the punchline to a joke, dropped the suitcase, and said, "Meet your new roommate." She waved, awkward but smug, and he started showing her around our apartment like I was a ghost in my own home. I stared at her shoes on my rug, her perfume already filling the space between us, and something inside me snapped. I asked him if he was serious, and he just shrugged, said he'd been seeing her for months, that he couldn't choose, so maybe this was the solution. The next few days were a blur of slammed doors, whispered arguments behind thin walls, and the sound of them laughing in the kitchen. At night I'd hear them in our bedroom, and I'd bury my face in my pillow, wondering how I became the extra in my own relationship. I started sleeping on the couch, making up reasons to stay out late, avoiding home like it was toxic waste. Every time I caught their eyes over breakfast, I felt like I was watching my own humiliation on a loop. But here's the twist, the more I watched them, the less angry I felt. I realized I'd been holding on out of habit, out of fear of being alone, not out of love. The real betrayal wasn't his cheating, it was how long I'd lied to myself about what I wanted. So I packed my own suitcase, left my key on the counter, and as I walked out, I felt lighter than I had in years. Sometimes the most shocking thing isn't what someone does to you, but what you finally admit to yourself.